Hello and welcome to my video. If you're new here, my husband, dog and I recently moved from Sydney to our 100-acre property in Tasmania. I hope you will join us as we discover the most beautiful parts of Tasmania, learn to live in a tiny house and a large property, and eventually start building our house. And today we're going to talk about the future of this channel and just our living situation. For those who don't know, who are new to the channel or who don't know, Luke and I own 100 acres of land in Tasmania, but there is no house on there. So we have been renting in Sydney while we save for a house and while we hoped to get organised for the house, the DAs and all that sort of thing. We have had enough of Sydney. We want to hear the birds chirp and the cows moo and not just traffic going past the house and the neighbours, yelling at each other and the sirens in the middle of the night. We have bought a bus. It is a fully decked out bus. So it's basically a tiny home that has its own engine. Luke recently got his truck license so he could drive it. He went and picked it up from Dandenong, which is near Melbourne, and drove it back to our friend's place in the Southern Highlands, about an hour and a half from Sydney. I did some filming on the day I dropped Luke off. He did that on his own because I had to work. So I don't know if I look at, but I'm so tired. I woke up at 5:20 this morning to drop Luke off at the station. Took the train to the airport. He's going to catch a flight to Melbourne to pick up our bus. As tired as I am, it's nothing compared to Luke. Tomorrow I'm gonna finish early and go pick Luke up from our friend's house where we're leaving the bus, and then we might be back there this weekend to start working on it. This is our home for the future, our future house. Hello, Luke. Come on. Good girl. You can do it. You can do it. No, she cannot. Oh, you're so scared. You're so scared. That's it. Just had to take the lead off.
Oh, I know. Oh.
This is Luke's seat. Good doggy. Hello, welcome to my future home. So let me give you the tour. Go up these stairs and what you see first is Luke's seat. We will be driving it back to our land when we're ready to move. And then over here, this is my seat and Toffee's seat for when Luke is driving. We legally are allowed to sit there. I'll get you to watch your head because we have a curtain rod, so if we want to close off the sun from coming in. And then straight after that you step right into our living room. We're thinking of, if we can fit it, replacing this with a 3-seater couch so Toffee can sit between us on the couch. And that's our TV over here. For the moment we put a towel down for Toffee so she's got someone as her bed. To be replaced with her own bed. Over here we have the dining room table, which is nothing special, and this will probably be the space where we put Luke's desk, who will be working from home. As we go ahead, watch your head on the old vents. Luke's very tall and he has to crouch under there. We have our kitchen. Forgot to close these, but that's where our fuses are. And a lovely fridge, which is a very small size, but that should be fine for 2 of us. Microwave, gas stove, and lots of drawers which are currently chocked closed so that they don't open. I'll get you to come all the way here so we can get into the toilet. This is our shower here and our sink. We have lots of storage underneath. And then, yeah. And then, this is our toilet. Luke will tell us what the name of the toilet was. Lacerating?
Macerating.
Macerating. So, obviously the views will change when we put it where we want it to. And then we've got lots of storage in here and up here, which leads us nicely to our bedroom. This is one of those beds that lifts up. I won't do it. So we've got storage under the bed. These are the only two windows that will open, as well as the front door, obviously. And we've got lights up here. Oh, and these are cupboards. I'll show you. So we've got more storage up here. I think that's everything I can show you. Toffee's not sure about it yet. What we need to do now is put some solar panels on the roof and some more batteries, because this is one of those ones that you can just plug into a power supply, which we don't have on our land. So that's all we need to do, otherwise it's all ready to go. And I forgot to mention, all of these along here are cupboards, so more storage. Our plan is to be out of Sydney by January, hopefully early January, but we'll see. We have a wedding in December, 20th of December here in New South Wales. So we'll stay here, we'll go to the wedding, stay here for Christmas, and then we'll see what happens. It's too early to know. At the moment, the bus is made so that you can plug it into power, you can have light, you have everything. What we need, we don't have a power source on our land, so we need to make it fully off-grid. Luke took some drone footage so we could get an idea of what it looked like. We are looking at removing the air conditioning units and the two tiny solar panels on there so that we can cover the roof in solar panels. So we need as much space as possible for solar panels. Luke is looking into all of the converter, battery, all that sort of thing. I'm leaving that up to him because I don't understand electricity. He's got much more knowledge than I do. We're very lucky that our friend has allowed us to put our bus on his land. He's got about 30 acres and Toffee is absolutely loving it on that land. So we are so excited to see how she goes on our land when we finally move there. So it was a big investment and a bit scary, but we're so excited for the next chapter of our lives. I'm not sure what that means going forward with my channel. I'm thinking there'll be some vlogs about living in Tasmania, about living in a bus, about living in, you know, such a small area. We are going from a 4-bedroom house with a, you know, smallish backyard to a tiny home with 100 acres. So it's going to be a big change. And maybe we'll do some homesteading videos. We'll probably end up having chickens and cows, cattle. Anyway, so there'll be a bit of that. I'm sure there'll be some decorating the bus. There'll be some DIYs to use on the land, around the bus, whether it's inside and outside of the bus. I will continue to paint. And there'll definitely be some, if not machine sewing, there'll definitely be some hand sewing and knitting videos because that is what I do. So I hope you'll stick around for this adventure, and if you do want to stick around, subscribe. We'll have a few months of getting ready. I might do some decluttering videos, I don't know, move video. It's really hard to know right now. I have already started decluttering, but there'll be a lot more to come. As we get closer to the sort of January deadline that we've imposed for ourselves, which again could still change. I just want this to stay more exciting than it is stressful. My husband and I are preparing for a big move from a 4-bedroom house in Sydney to a fully decked out bus tiny home in Tasmania. In this video we are making the first big changes to the bus, which we bought already made up. We got a couch to replace the recliners, and we shortened the curtains because they were dragging on the ground. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hello! So what we're doing today is going to one of my least favourite places. IKEA. A little overwhelming. I measured the bus on last time we were there, and I know we can get 3-seater couches there. We're going to look at different options. I'm going to sit for 20 odd minutes. I've got my book with me on them so that we can work out which ones we like and which ones to buy, basically. And we might get it a second hand, but we think we might have to get it new because that way it comes in boxes. And we can assemble it in the bus and it'll actually fit. Probably look at desks for Luke as well while we're there. So I probably might bring one of my measuring tapes. We made sure we spent a lot of time on each couch because it's hard to know how comfortable a couch actually is until you've sat on it for more than 5 minutes. So I brought my book. We also just sat there and watched people walk past. The mustard couch we really like, but we don't have the space to have a chase. They do have a 3-seater without the chase, but it was not as long, and we want to be able to lay down on the couch. We plan to use our couch as a bed if we have someone visiting, or if one of us is snoring and the other one is having some insomnia. We had to make sure that Luke could lay down in it. While we were there, we also looked at desks because Luke's going to be working from home in our bus, and we needed to find desks that would be the right size. We ended up getting one off our friends who happened to have one that they were trying to get rid of. We will install that next time we go to the bus. I also bought a $5 soft toy for Toffee. We didn't end up buying the couch at this time because we wanted to just double check our measurements, which I hadn't brought with me, and wanted to make sure that the one we chose would fit. So it's Friday, I have the day off. This weekend's plan is to, first we're going to Bunnings, pick up a board for the electronics. Luke's going to work on that. Then we're going to IKEA, pick up our couch that we've decided to get. I've bought some thread, so the bright coloured thread from Spotlight the other day. And there's a few things we need to do to the couch to make it perfect, so that will probably be this weekend as well. If there is any time and energy left, I will also endeavour to do some decluttering. So big weekend. We're just at petrol station filling up. And we're just around the corner from IKEA. You can see it from here, so we'll be there soon. Hi, so I'm in this room, the mess room, if you will. I'm in the mess room because this is where I have the couch. And today's job is to turn a 3-seater couch with a chase into a 3-seater without a chase. So I'm going to go and look for the couch cushion that is the offending couch cushion, because it's one long cushion and we just don't want the chase. We just don't have room for it. So the aim is to put everything that's here over there, and then we'll have this space to work with. We decided to get the mustard couch with the chase, but annoyingly, IKEA doesn't sell couch cushions on their own. I ended up having to do some modifications to it, and we're going to end up throwing out a bit of material, which is a bit annoying. I would much rather buy an extra cushion and then return that cushion, but that is not an option. We bought it this way assuming that the couch would be made out of foam, but unfortunately it was not. It ended up being much more complicated than that. Much higher quality than we'd expected. It's basically like a sandwich. You've got a couple layers of dense foam, then you've got some springs, and then another couple layers of dense foam. This is when I realized that it would be more difficult. Oh dear. This isn't just foam, there's actual, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, springs in this. Look at you, IKEA, making higher quality stuff than we were expecting. I ended up bringing in the big guns, which is Luke. He is really good at working things out and problem solving, and I knew we would get there a lot faster with him helping and with less mistakes as well, so it ended up working out just fine. I had to get to Bunnings and buy some adhesive spray. So it was a few more days before I could finish off that cushion. Once I'd done that, I decided to put that into one of the cushion covers that wasn't modified. The next job was to modify the slip cover thing. I was thinking of trying to save the zipper so we could open it if need be, but I could not foresee a time when we would need to take the cushion themselves out of their covers. I ended up hand sewing it down without a zipper. My biggest recommendation, if you don't like hand sewing but you have to do it in front of the TV on a comfy couch. Alright, today's the day. The sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of the tank is clean. That's an emo reference if you don't know. But today's the day. I'm actually going to hem some curtains. Obviously, I think I'm going to be super realistic and I'm not going to get them all done today. But I have been putting this off for weeks. This is looking a bit creepy in the background. What was I saying? I've been putting off doing the sewing of the hems mostly because it's going to be so boring. I'd like to at least install a couple by sort of next time we go, which it might be in a couple of weekends. Oh look, it's all plugged in and everything. I love that. Okay, so with the curtains, I worked out I needed to take out about 3 inches from the bottom. I don't normally talk in inches, but it was easier to say 3 inches than 8 and a bit centimeters. And it just fell right on 3 inches. And then I used a super high-tech method of pinning I call eyeballing, which is actually the one I use the most. I didn't do any measuring or anything, I just eyeballed it. It's very repetitive, so I just condensed this as much as I could, but I pinned and sewed the 3 curtains. I don't have my mic on, but I'll stand really close and you can look at all the imperfections in my skin. I don't know how many curtains there are. I've done 3. I'll probably just do half of them. So I'm gonna keep going, but I think I might need a break first. Alright, I'll see you after my lunch break. Okay, no, I don't have anything on me or any of the lights on, but I just counted all the curtains and we only have 8. So I only need to do 1 more. I've been putting this off. Okay, I technically would need to do 5 more, but I'm gonna wait till we put the couch there and see whether I want it to go all the way down to the floor or whether I want it to go up to where the couch is. I'm not sure yet. But I've been putting this off for weeks, potentially months, and there were really not that many to do. I put the ones I'm done here. These are the ones that haven't been done. So much better. What? Look at all this spare space. Then it was time to take the couch down to the Highlands to the bus, and we got to see our family while we were there because that's where they live. Was that a tool already that we should have?
I'm guessing it comes with it.
We replaced the microwave. This is the old dingy one. This is my grandma's old microwave. To me, assembling IKEA furniture is a relationship tester. We did very well. I know our strength. Luke's really good at reading instructions and working things out, as I mentioned before, like problem solving, whereas I'm really good at staying out of the way and taking instructions once he's worked out what you need to do. As you can see, I spent most of the time not helping, but I was there in case you needed me. Once we'd done the couch, we had to sit on it, and then I started putting up the curtains so we could get out of the hot bus, which had been sitting in the sun. I decided to put it up on the side of the couch because that was the biggest thing. I wasn't sure if I wanted the curtains where the couch is to be shorter because they would be about the height of the couch, which is why I decided to put that on the couch side so I could get a really good idea of whether that would work or not. After seeing it, I'm just going to make the other 4 curtains the same size, so I probably won't film that, but we can put them up next time we go. After we'd done that, we went to Luke's parents and Toffee was exhausted. I just want to get these things off my list. I have a list of things we need to do as I think of them. I call it my dump list. I just want to get these things off. They've been on my dump list for the longest, and I think they will free up some mental space. And I don't think they're going to take too long. They just feel like they're just a big mountain on my horizon. Bus update. We took the bus to a friend who works on trucks and buses for a living, and he took out the aircon units and installed the solar panels for us. Luke went to help him out, which is when he took this footage. And today we have the final steps in turning our bus home into an off-grid home. For those who don't know, my husband, dog and I are moving to Tasmania on our 100 acres of land that we own, and we will be moving in a bus. The bus is going down early February, so we are starting to run out of time, but we got it all done. I also want to do a little tour of what's under our bus, because that is where all sort of the magic happens. Water tanks, electricity, all that sort of thing, storage. So stay tuned for that. So in this video we set up the electrical system. A while ago our friend who works on trucks installed our solar panels, and Luke has been working on creating a switchboard to hook up to the batteries and the solar panels and everything else. In today's video we put it all together. So Luke's first job was to create this switchboard, and he was working on that in the evenings, on the weekends, all in 2024, the last few months. First we needed to pop into Bunnings, and we did the drive-through where you can get to the lumber yard, and we picked up the board.
And everyone back in time after Sam Constance.
In early January, we did the hour-and-a-half drive down to where the bus is being kept to try and install the switchboard. We actually didn't manage it that day, potentially because my muscles were not strong enough to help Luke, because he managed just fine the next day. But we did notice that there were issues with the side we wanted to put it on. We wanted to put it on the side with the tanks, which you'll see later, but turns out the runoff for the water tank was going to be in the way, for the batteries weren't going to be able to fit. So we made the decision to move it to the other side of the bus. So this is where I got the footage for the under the bus tour. So we've got 3 water tanks, fresh water tank, which is 500 litres, and that is the clean water that goes to all of our taps and toilet. Then we've got the 2 water tanks which look the same. The one on the left is the black water tank. That comes out of the toilet, and then the other one is a grey water tank, so that can be used on our gardens. Next to that was where we were going to put the electrical panel, but that's not going to fit, so we'll probably use it as storage. On the other side, this is where we just were, on the other side of the bus. This is where the switchboard is going to go with the batteries. You can see Toffee being adorable in the background there, and this is where the storage is. And finally, behind the fresh water tank is where our washing machine is going to go. So the air conditioning units have been taken out. It's not looking great at the moment, but Luke will finish it off and clean it up when we're living there, because at the moment we don't have time and it's not a big deal. We just needed to get this bus off grid before we move. We've got a bit of footage to show that our bus could definitely do with a bit of a clean. The rest of the video, Luke was working on it on his own while I was packing the house. So at first he needed to cut the battery tray so the batteries don't sit directly on the bus, and then he needed to install the board and the batteries. So this was a test fit and it was perfect. He was also checking the depth before making the brackets for the batteries. So here Luke's trying to run the solar cables with existing cables, but the wiring was routed through some stud work and so he couldn't do it there. Instead, he decided to go behind the fridge on the other side of the bus. Here the 12 volts being connected into the bus. And here's a photo that shows the 24 volt being connected into the bus, and here's what it looks like once it's been tidied up. Where to pull through the cable through the floor. He removed the cover panel to get to the existing wiring. This was made a bit difficult because it was Sitka flexed down and not screwed or bolted.
We're gonna go through the floor behind the fridge, run the cable up with the 12 volt, then we'll come up through here, out into the roof.
Here he's drilling through the floor to feed the cables through. Here he's drilling through the ceiling, a layer of fiberglass installation and the fiberglass roof skin. And this is the installed roof plate. So he wasn't able to get footage of everything, but this is once it's been installed. So now the brackets on the batteries and system is almost ready to test. On that weekend, we drove down together to connect the batteries and test the system. We brought a fire extinguisher and I was sitting at the ready in case anything sparks or caught fire. I'll just drop my phone if I need to.
So that should not spark because it's disconnected on the isolator.
Okay, cool. And it's not that I don't trust you, I'm just scared of electricity.
Right.
Go on, I'm ready.
Okay, so flick this switch. We should see these two lights turn on.
Yep.
And these lights turn on.
Okay.
If we do that, we don't hear any bad noises, then we can go inside and try to turn the lights on inside.
Okay.
And we'll see if that works. So first step, 12 volt. Ready?
Yep. Yay!
No bad noises. No smoke.
Lights are switched on.
Yep. So that's a good start. Alright.
Alright, let's go check out the lights.
Yeah, don't see any smoke anywhere.
Alright.
Okay, so light is on. Oh, we've got the isolator as well. Twist it to turn on, and then again, we'll go check the smoke.
Yep.
Alright. Alright, we should have 12 volt now.
Okay. Should we go check the
Yep,
board?
it's on.
Lights still on. No smoke. Alright.
Okay,
Go. Ah!
good.
Success! And I was filming.
Drawing 36 watts of power. So, we've got a few switches here. There's the circuit breaker for
Yep.
the solar, and then there's a breaker for the input into the unit here.
Yep.
So I think I'll start with the circuit breaker because that gets power. We've currently got power flowing from the roof to here.
Yep.
Then we flick this switch and it flows from here to here. And then we flick this switch and it flows from here to here.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, so I'm going to flick this one now.
Yep.
Good.
No
that
smoke.
Hasn't tripped. Now we'll flick this one around and hopefully this will start saying, hey, you've got solar input.
Yep.
300 volts, 1000 watts of solar, 1100 watts, yep, 1200 watts, 1400 watts. So that's the trees
It's going up, yeah,
Yeah.
up and down.
So it's telling us on here as well, this cycles through telling us what's going on, but you've also got the app.
Yep.
So external rave we don't have connected, so it's doing nothing.
Yep.
AC output 1 is the only one we're going to be using. 2 is only useful when you're connected to mains power. AC input, we haven't tested that. Yep, no AC input voltage, correct. So that's our generator input.
Okay.
Battery, we are putting power in. Let's go overview here. There we go, we're charging our battery.
Perfect.
We're putting 20 amps into our battery at the moment.
Great. I assume that means a good thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So from our solar panels, we've got about 1500 watts going into this box. And then that currently is going into the building in 240 volts. So that's powering our TV, 35 watts.
Yep.
And because we've got excess, we're making 1000 watts using 35 watts. So the difference, 900 odd watts, is going into the batteries, charging them up.
Yay! Luke was the star of this video and I hope you enjoyed that. He is too shy. I wanted him to do the voiceover for his part, but he was too shy to do that. So you get to listen to my dulcet tones. You can say hello to the people. Come. Yeah, there she is. Good girl. You look scared. What's happened? Hello and welcome to my studio. I'm Noemi from Pigeon Hut and today I'm going to show you how we turned our tiny house into our home. For those who don't know, my husband, my dog and I are moving to Tasmania from Sydney into a tiny house, which is an ex-interstate coach. We bought it already converted into a tiny house, but there were just a few things we wanted to do that will make it feel more like us. But today we've got a few more changes that we're going to do and let's get into it. This is going to become our TV entertainment unit, TV stand, whatever you want to call it, in the bus. Do you need a hand? I'll just sit there filming. There he goes. Okay, so back to this. This is the Calyx unit that was in my house, in my studio. I was planning on getting rid of it and selling it or whatever,
we've actually come up with what we think is a better solution for it, and we can use it. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it off all at this level. So Luke's putting the tape where he's thinking of cutting it. There it is. I use these drawers in my studio to hold art supplies, and I thought this would be a good place for our socks and underwear. I never ended up putting footage up of the curtains with the new length, so that's what they look like. And we need to take out this dining room table and replace it with a desk for Luke to work from home. Taking out the desk was a bit of a pain because there were about 10 screws just on that one side that I'm working on now, and then a few more on the other corner. We also took our coffee setup. We decided to turn that little counter into a breakfast nook sort of thing. So tea, coffee and toast. The next time we went back up, we brought a bit of furniture with us. We got the desk secondhand from our friends for free. They were trying to get rid of it and we needed a desk, so that worked out quite well. It's not perfect, but it will certainly do the trick. Luke and my stepdad brought in the furniture, so I didn't film that. Didn't want to put my stepdad into a position where he might have to say no, so I just decided not to worry about it. But here you can see that the TV stand has been brought in. Luke and I have been using an old toaster that's been never toasting something consistently. So without ever touching the dial for the amount of toasting we want, we get anything between not toasted at all to completely burnt. And we've been using secondhand kettles. One of them carked it. It had been my roommate's grandpa's kettle, which we used when we were uni students. When I was moving out, she got a new one and I asked her if I could grab the old one because Luke didn't have a kettle when I was going to be moving in with him. So we decided to splurge a little bit and actually get ourselves a brand new kettle and toaster. We went for the green colour because I love that colour and I need more colour in our tiny home, which is very much greys and whites at the moment. I decided to add these nook tables to be our coffee table if we need. We can just pull them out.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, feel free to give it a like. It really helps me out. I upload some Sundays with all sorts of weird and wonderful videos I find interesting, and I hope to see you then. Bye!